Hey, what's good YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. The name's Frosty. In this video, I'm going to be covering the top 5 best builds for Trials of Osiris in Season of the Haunted. Now, this is just my personal opinion, so don't be surprised if you don't agree with the top 5 that I posted. Arc 3.0 is coming around next season, so we'll definitely have a meta shakeup and we might have to do a new top 5. The first build we're covering is going to be on the number 5 spot, and it's actually going to be a Warlock build. So for the super, you want to use Wall of Radiance, you want to pair this with a Ophidian Aspect exotic gauntlets, and for your weapons, you can use Lorentz Driver or a sniper rifle or any shotgun of your choice. In short, this build has great movement. The class offers you the best abilities for air combat with heat rises, and it offers both aggressive or defensive playstyles that can make your grenades more deadly or be better at healing. The Rift is one of the best abilities with the way it can constantly heal you and grant you an overshield if you stand in it long enough. Ophidians passively give you the best handling for your weapons without having to do anything but just equip them. Seriously, it's that simple. Put them on and you have faster reload and faster weapon handling. You can remove the reloading mods because this exotic grants a bonus to that as well. Basically what that means is that you can use grenade kickstart, you can use melee kickstart to help you get those abilities back quickly. Lastly, the exotic allows you to take advantage of one of the hardest things to counter in the game, and that's actually melee rubber banding. If you're not familiar with this concept, so basically what happens is that after logging on to someone, it will appear as you teleport directly to their face once you connect your melee, and you continue to have that visual effect when you attempt to melee again, creating some goofy scenarios where most players don't know what to do other than try to melee back. The increased melee range is best used with shotguns because their inconsistency can allow you to get a guaranteed cleanup with your melee. Try it. Shotgun melee, the OG combo, except the difference is you have a lot of melee range. The reason I think Lorentz or a sniper rifle goes well with this build is because the movement allows you to escape incoming danger. If there's a shotgun rushing you, you can just get out of there quickly. If you're trying to position yourself on a part of the map, but the entire team tries to collapse on you, well, guess what? That Icarus dash movement will allow you to escape and get back with your teammates. So you can reposition to better angles, and it allows you to get to lanes first before others. There's plenty of maps in Trials of Osiris where you can just Icarus dash to a lane, preem with a sniper rifle, and catch people trying to get across to position somewhere that normally they could get across safely without anybody interrupting them. So the Ophidians are like a backup shotgun when you play long range, which is a really big strength to have when you're a sniper rifle player. Someone gets too close, hey, it's time to slap players. Finally, this build offers you one of the best and fastest cooldown supers that can always win you around when it comes to Trials of Osiris. You will constantly regen health, but be careful. Do not get sniped while you stand on it. Many players will often struggle to kill you out of the well because you just regen your health instantly. Anytime they pull out a primary, it's pretty much game over for them. Number 4 on this list may be a bit controversial. You're going to see this, scratch your head and think, how didn't it make it higher on the list? But trust me, the best builds have yet to be talked about, and you'll understand why once we get there. Number 4, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Titan. This build is pretty much a representation of what I use in Trials. It's going to focus on the Bubble Super and the Dude Marcher's exotic. Now you can pair it with Lord of Wolves or any shotgun that you like, or use a primary called No Time to Explain. Bubble Titan is notorious for always wanting to wait for their super to win a round. It's an incredibly effective super, and most people would pick the bubble over a Wall of Radiance because you get a dome that protects you from incoming damage. Don't be mistaken though, this build also comes with powerful abilities that force players to play your pace. In this setup, you want to use the overshield aspect that's called Bastion because it provides extra survivability, and that's very important when it comes to Trials. Now the shield is only about 45 HP, which is the equivalent of one hand cannon shot, but sometimes that one shot can be the deciding factor whether or not you win a round. This could help you in duels by tanking more primary damage or tanking more special weapon damage. You will be happy you're barely able to eat an entire shotgun blast, and I know I am anytime that I get in a duel and I come out with like 1 HP and the guy is dead to my found verdict. I picked Dune Marchers here to give the Titan an option for aggressive playstyle. The overshield is not just good for defense. You can push players with confidence knowing that you're a bit tanky, and the increased movement will complement the shotgun like Lord of Wolves. Any melee that you manage to tag on players will also damage nearby opponents, making it so that it's easier to clean up the other players for you or your teammates. If you'd rather play your life more, then the No Time to Explain will fit as a perfect primary to keep your distance while still doing incredible DPS. Sit behind the Bastion barricade and you'll always be constantly regenerating your overshield, but be careful, your HP will get damaged. Now, let's not forget about the shield bash melee. This, in combination with like a shotgun or a primary, you do enough damage, you fly in with the shield bash, it gives you the ability to not only get your health back, but also wipe the entire team. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next build. For number 3, we have a hunter build that focuses on the Wormhusk exotic helmet paired with the classy restoration artifact mod. You can use a last word or a hand cannon of your choosing. So Wormhusk on the hunter has always been an S tier pick for trials. It was my go-to choice even during the days when Stompies was not nerfed. The dodge is tied to your mobility as a cooldown, so when you max that out, you can have this ability on demand as often as you may need it, especially if you use the utility kickstart mods on your cloak to reduce the cooldown further. The dodge by itself is quite literally a dodge to help you avoid incoming damage. Now take that benefit and pair it with Wormhusk, you're going to get a boost to your health and shields. This is going to save your life many times and can almost always win you a 1v1 if the enemy player doesn't have a way to instantly regenerate their health mid gunfight. Take these benefits and slap on the classy restoration mod. Well, now you have a hunter that is immortal and can always re-engage in a gunfight after dodging. Their health is going to be maxed out all the time. This build is one of the most consistent combos regardless of what weapons you use, but given its insane capability to survive, I just have to recommend the last word if you play controller or any hand cannon that you may consider to be your favorite. Thanks to one of the Solar 3.0 aspects, the benefits from using one dodge are not over. Run the aspect called Knock 'em Down and you can have max stacks of handling on your weapons, giving you the same powerful benefits that something like Dragon Shadow or Ophidian aspect can give you. For your super, make sure you run Blade Barrage so you can actually get one inside of Trials of Osiris, as using the other ones may just take too long and the game might be over. Alright, welcome to the second best build, but personally I consider to be the best build overall for trials. This is something that you usually see at the higher top of the skill bracket. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another hunter build that focuses on the Omni Oculus exotic chest piece. It is a game-changing build that does require some build crafting, which is why I didn't put it as number 1, because you don't simply just equip the exotic and it does everything for you. Void 3.0 gave hunters the ability to feel like they're permanently invisible. Well, take that feeling and make it into a dream come true with the Omni Oculus. This build will not only allow you to be permanently invisible, but it will also keep your teammates invisible, granting everyone the benefits of being harder to see and harder to spot on the radar. This benefit is incredibly strong to get the first shot advantage on somebody, or to do a surprise attack before the enemy is even aware that you are there. This is why I recommend pairing it with the Lorentz driver or a sniper rifle or a fusion rifle. These weapon types all cater to the sneaky and passive playstyle. If you think this is all the build can do, then you are severely mistaken. There is one other benefit that allows this build to be the most aggressive build in the game, and that is the resist that you gain from going invisible. Pair it with the Lord of Wolves and oh my god, you get into the opponent's face and have an almost guaranteed chance of winning that close encounter. This damage resistance can turn a 3-tap headshot from a 140 RPM hand cannon into requiring another shot. It can also help you survive a headshot from a chaperone if you build into that. The benefit is also also going to be granted to your teammates. So in a sense, it's like using a Titan Bastion barricade to grant everyone a stronger overshield, but instead it's just making you take less damage. When combined, close range players with shotguns will fear you, and the long range players will be on edge trying to find where are you going to shoot them from, because you know you're invis and you're just a scary player overall. As for supers, this subclass doesn't have the best options if you aren't a master at using them. I would recommend using the Deadshot because of the longer range, and it becomes stronger the more aggressive the enemy team is, because you can just kind of predict them and let them walk into your trap. So that is the Omnioculus build. It's time to talk about number one. Are you ready? Let's go. We have made it to the end. If you have enjoyed the video so far, consider dropping me a like to support the channel. This build is going to be on the Titan, and it focuses on one exotic. It does not need an introduction. You know what I'm talking about. It's the Lorelei Splendor Helm. Now you compare this with a Lorenz Driver, a sniper rifle, a shotgun, the no time to explain, or a peace of mind. It does not matter. You can use whatever you want. The Lorelei Splendor Helm is an insane exotic. Now majority of the power just comes from equipping it. The ease of use is one of the biggest reasons as to why this build made it to the #1 spot. Anybody from any skill level can equip the Lorelei and begin to enjoy its benefits. It gets even stronger once you start to build craft to take full advantage of it. This exotic provides some of the best survivability we have seen in years. You remember the Void Mask? That thing was crazy. Lorelei Splendor Helm is also crazy. Oftentimes you can make a Titan weak, but they will instantly start to regenerate their health. They can pop a barricade to have this restoration effect on demand, much like you would expect from a hunter using the Wormhusk build or a warlock using a rift. With this build setup, you will take advantage of not only the restoration effects, but also the cooldown. You will be able to chain barricade shields back to back and get your abilities, such as your grenades, quicker than anybody else. You can play either passively or aggressively with Lorelei. You can put on Lord of Wolves or a shotgun to dive into danger and know that you will always have health even if they hurt you. Stay back and beat players in range duels with no time to explain as they struggle to deplete your health and destroy your constant barricades. I'm telling you, they're constant. They destroy one, you can put up another one thanks to those sunspots. Fortunately for us, this is pretty much as far as the build goes. The aspects and the other abilities aren't exactly things that you can take advantage of to win rounds or duels easily. Two of the aspects can quite be inconsistent at times or just pointless. Roaring Flames will increase your solar ability damage after securing a kill with an ability, but the problem is that securing kills with Titan abilities isn't really that easy. If you use Lorelei, you're not using an exotic that will give you a crazy benefit to an ability that can grant you consistent kills, but I still recommend it. As for the other aspect that doesn't grant you sunspots, it personally tilts me. Anytime you think you're going to secure a kill with Consecration, you just don't. You get outplayed. It lets you down. As for the fragments, we really just want to take advantage of Lorelei and extending the benefits it gives you. Make sure you use Burning Maul, as it is a decent counter to Bubble Titans and can potentially secure kills with its heavy attack that just chases people across the map. So the reason you want to use that instead of Sunbreaker is due to the fact that the cooldown is much shorter. Sunbreaker takes too long, and most often than not, you will lose a match or win a match before you even get to pop a Sunbreaker super. If there's a build you think that I missed that should have been in the top 5, I want you to tell me in the comments below. But other than that, I hope you have enjoyed. This was super fun, and tell me what you think of the top 5 builds here. Which one are you using and which one do you think should have been #1? Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace.